Hello again, my mate Vince here, back on the River Thames. Look how fast it is flowing today. Looks like it's almost going to flood. Anyway, back on Brian's boat, and the project today is to try to replace these things here, because you can see they're all bashed up and broken. Another one around this side. There you go. So you can see it's all smashed up around there. So the plan is to take them out to begin with, and I think he's struggling to get replacements of the same size, but he can get bigger ones. So I think the idea is to take them out and then try to cut a bigger hole in the boat, only ever so slightly bigger, and then put the new ones in. So yeah, there we have it. Should be fun. He asked if I wanted to film it, and I thought, yeah, why not? Day by the river, be nice. So let's get started. So originally we were just going to be doing the portholes because there are 3 of them, so it's going to take quite a while, but like always you get sidetracked. We were told that we would need to winterize the boat, a word I've never heard of, because of the cold conditions. So yes, we're also winterizing the boat in this episode, and as well as that we're putting a nice new shiny horn on the boat. The other horn did work, in fact we fixed it up in a previous episode, but this one looks like a horn should do, like something you'd get on a truck from the 1970s. So yeah, it looks good. So there's quite a lot to get on with, so sit back and enjoy the rest of the video. In case you haven't seen our videos before, we are not professionals. This is the first time we're doing this kind of work. We just like to give things a go ourselves, and yeah, I thought I'd film the progress. It might be slightly entertaining for some of you. Hope you enjoy. So this is it from the inside. Obviously the boat is out of the water now. It's going to be out for the next month or so. So it gives a good opportunity to do work that you wouldn't be able to do when it's on the water. And that's the one on that side there. Right, so we need to take all these screws out from around here. We've come mob-handed today. There's 3 of us here to do this job.
Normally before, but one went sick. Just going to check we're not losing the nuts on the inside.
Oh yes, yeah. Right, we're just opening this up here. You can see it's broken here anyway, so it needs to be replaced. But what's happening is some of them are just spinning, so we're just going to use some long nose pliers, and let's give that a go now. There we go. Right, so that's all the screws out and the nuts undone. So now we need to try to separate, because this is going to be in 2 parts, and I think it's mastic together, so we're going to have to try to break the seal from the outside. So now to get this bit out, we're going to try to get a hammer and this little scraper here and try to break the seal around the edge.
It's coming through. The scraper's so better times. Yeah, it's doing it.
I don't think I've ever seen it flow so fast.
No. It's really.
And do you remember the trim tabs from another video? Well, now you can fully see them. You see, that's the hydraulic ram there, and these are the things that go up and down. I tried to capture the footage on the GoPro camera, but it's not the same as when it's out. And look at these things, these are like anodes. So I think all the crud's supposed to want to collect on them, rather than, you know, more important bits. It's like they're sacrificial. Don't understand how they work though. It's one for Google, or the comment section. Right, so now we're just trying to cut the seal here, because again this is all full of mastic on this inner bit. Here it comes.
Let's hope they sell this.
Excellent. Well, good news is no damage to the boat anyway. Now this is the inside bit here, you know, with the glass and the mesh on. So Brian's just cutting around this bit here, and hopefully that will push out onto the inside. These tools are really good actually. I've got a Bosch version, but it's corded.
Okay.
Nice.
Makes light work, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It can get so much, but it can't get to the small corners, but I think it's there.
There we go. Excellent.
Go and check, just in case it's going to damage the carpet on the inside. I'll
Yeah.
take it off and okay, let's have a look. Oh,
Well, there you go. That came off nice and easy. So I suppose we need to see how thick the fiberglass off the boat is to see if we get a bigger one, whether it's going to cut okay. What is that, about 5-6 mil? The boat
I'd
itself?
say it feels at least 5, yeah, but it's hard to tell because the carpet's there.
Yeah. And there's a bit of a mosquito screen here, so you can have the window open. So my brother was just looking here, and he reckons it's 2 layers of fiberglass with wood in the middle. There you go, you can see clearly there. It looks like wood in the middle. And also the fiberglass is like see-through. It's just a very end bit that's white. That looks see-through to me. Interesting. I wasn't sure how boats were constructed, but yeah. Didn't realise in the toilet there's also a bigger one here which is coming out. So yeah, this one here is going to be coming out. Actually, I can undo it. There we go. Okay, I'll get the pliers. Right, so it's the same process on this one as the other one. This one over here we're going to wait because he needs to order up the parts first, just to make sure, you know, we don't want to take them all out if, for example, we can't get the proper ones to replace. So yeah, we'll just get that other one out using the same process as here, and then we can crack on with the video. Also, we need to winterize the boat as well, which hopefully should be quite interesting. Because the boat's out of the water, you need to take the water out of the engine because, you see, it can freeze and then you can crack your block and crack your manifold, etc.
I've got a big smile on my face editing this one because it's just nice to have different scenery rather than just looking at a soldering mat all the time. So yeah, it's all good. Let's give a shout out to them, my mate Vince Massive. The members this month are kitsdigital.com, Kip Hakes, Max Rokotansky, Having Fun Repairs, Will Michaelis, Chris Seal, Felipe at MrKeebs.com, DJVG, Pixie, Robert from Timsy's Auto Air, Daniel Watson, Zeke C, Anthony Dean, Bazza2, Operational 117, Russ Melanson, and Save Our Stuff. Big thank you, guys.
Right, so this is the bathroom one here, and you can see the reason it's being replaced is purely because of this lip here is all smashed up, and it must be, we're thinking from like mooring, where it's just hitting against other things. Maybe, you wonder how it got past them, but still. And also this one here is smoked as well, because it's the bathroom one, stop people looking through.
Wow, look at that.
Right, so this is that one out now, and you can see all the damage that's done along here. So this is what it should look like here, and it's just cracked all the way along. Just looking around, just noticed there's a little fridge down here. It's got Brian's essentials in here. Vodka, Tia Maria. You can tell why he likes coming to the boats so much. Right, so we're just having a quick look on Amazon, and this is the kind of problem, but I'm sure if you look hard enough you will get the correct size, because it'd be so much easier rather than trying to cut through all the fiberglass and the wood. But if you look at this one here, they're not expensive, so this is only £37.50, but size wise it is 400 by 200. Now 400 here isn't such an issue, because I mean it's a lot of work, but you see you're going to have to cut all that away. But then 200 is a big issue, because if you have a look here, it's going to take up the whole. It's going to take up the whole of that bit there, so that's not an option. So really, the maximum there is going to be 150 mil. Right, having a look on Google, you can get ones that are supposed to fit, but this is 16 by 14. This one's bigger, and that one's smaller. So I don't know whether it's kind of standard, or whether when these boats are made for example, they have a big batch of them, it goes in, and maybe next year they're slightly different sizes because they're just cut into fiberglass anyway. And you see these are much more expensive than the Amazon ones. As you look closely, they have actually got little stickers on them, and it tells you it's like grey by Pomponat or something. That's the manufacturer there. And luckily, if you go onto their website, it makes it a lot easier to know what you want. So for example, this one here is going to be the 165 by 419 millimeters. So the part number is 414-SD. We'd have to work out what AD and SD means, but and it also tells you the hole cut size as well. And you can see here it's 4.5 inches by 14.5 inches. So that's all good. The problem is the smallest one they do is 149 millimeters in depth, and this one is 140. So even the smallest one they do is still not as small as the front two on the boat. So maybe those ones could be bought cheaper from Amazon, but it'd be quite nice to maybe get this one from the original manufacturer, the bigger one. Right, so more research needs to be done on those little portholes so we can work out which ones need to be ordered. But now we're going to try to winterize the boat. Now, the reason you don't have to winterize the boat when it's in the water is because look how fast that river is flowing. It's highly unlikely that that is going to freeze over. But now that the boat is out of the water, it's more likely, it's highly likely that it could freeze because all the wind and stuff is blowing around it. So what's interesting is on these boats, it's not like a car, like a sealed system. The water gets sucked up out of the Thames, goes around the engine to cool it, and back into the Thames again, or whatever water you're in. So it's not a sealed system where you put antifreeze in. So obviously the water in there has no antifreeze in, so now that it's out here, there's water in the block that needs to be drained out. Otherwise, it can freeze, and then it can expand in the engine, and then it can crack and cause serious damage, and expensive damage. So I've just lifted up the floor here at the back of the boat, and this is where the engine sits. It's lovely, isn't it? Do you know what? I never knew that. I never knew that it sucks water up from the river that it's in, or the sea that it's in, swirls it round, and then goes out again. So yeah. Obviously, we don't know what we're doing here. This is the first time that Brian's attempted to winterize this boat. Apparently, there's going to be 2 plugs, one for this manifold, one for that manifold, and they're blue. Let me just see if I can zoom in to show you. Do you see that little one there? So apparently you need to turn that or something, or pull it out, and then the water will come flooding out. And then there must be one of them on the other side, but as well as that, there's supposed to be another plug or couple of plugs underneath as well to drain the rest of the engine. Should be quite interesting. Right, so you've seen the top blue one, we've also found the other one as well. So the first one we're going to be undoing is this one here, and then if you have a look, where is it now? There you go, can you just see? There, that's the second blue one down there. Right low down. So Brian's going to jump in, turn them, and then I'll just film from up here. The water's going to be gathering in the bilge, this part here, and then we can drain it out after that. And for those of you that are interested, that didn't see the trim tabs video, this is a 5.7 litre Mer Cruiser V8. It's a proper beast. Right, it's awkward to get to. Brian's just going to try to get the bottom one first of all.
Which I can't see now. I've got to turn around the other way, sorry. We might be able to get it, Vince, because...
Yeah, that's alright. It's really low down.
Oh yeah, okay. So it's turning straight away anyway.
So what, is it like clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Anti-clockwise.
Oh what, just a quarter of a turn, or you take it completely out?
Taking it out all the way.
Oh, okay.
The worrying thing is, nothing's coming out.
Oh, so that's it here.
Right, okay.
Well, hopefully it's not frozen. Does this feel... Well, this feels wet here, Brian, so... Or maybe it might be frozen. Yeah, okay. Right, so what's that? That's probably about 2 or 3 turns there to get that out. And obviously it mimics it on the other side as well. I didn't show you that, but it's the same on that side.
The one I'm doing now is for the right... Oh, there's water coming out of this one now.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the same or a different side. It might be slightly bigger.
Oh, this has got an O-ring on it and the other one hasn't. Maybe
The O-ring might be still in the hole.
O-ring might be still on the yeah,
bottom one.
on the bottom one. Yeah.
Of course, always the awkward one, isn't it?
No, I can't feel nothing. Oh,
Well done.
yes.
What's that?
Done. Yeah, you're right.
Did much water come out of that one?
Look what I've just found on the floor down here in the bilge.
Oh, another one.
An old one snapped.
Oh yeah, yeah. Any water coming out?
Drip, 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 little bits.
Okay.
Not too much. It could be.
Is there a cap on the top right to release the pressure on the water?
No,
You've got
there's
two of them
not.
undone. You've got two of them undone. They should
Yeah,
be
I've got
anyway,
both.
shouldn't they? Yeah.
But it does go through this one. If someone goes through the engine there,
Yeah.
and it goes out through that one via here somehow. The water pump's down there somewhere.
Right.
I'm not too familiar with it.
Yeah. They don't have a thermostat in these, do they? There's no radiator, is there?
Interesting. If they did, it'd be around here somewhere, but I don't think they do.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's going to be slightly more awkward, I think. Oh, it's actually pouring out of this one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, which is good. There. And it's pouring out of this one as well.
Right.
And this bolt here.
Right, let me try to get you a little bit of footage off it dripping from this side. I've had a look down, it's actually dripping quite a lot. So that bottom one that you see leaking is, that's the one, the water coming out of the block. And this top one here, which is pretty much stopped now, that's for the risers, so you know where the manifolds with the risers on top. Because it's sucking up water from, for example, the river or the sea, there's a little filter here, I presume, to in case any crud or anything gets sucked up. So Brian's just undoing it now. Oh yeah, look at that, it's quite dirty, is it?
There's ice in it as well.
Is there ice in it? Oh, there is ice in it, look at that.
Can you get that?
Is that ice, or is that dirt?
It might be dirt. Oh, you got it?
It's ice.
Is
It's
it?
ice. look.
Ice and dirt. Obviously, it's river water. It's not really dirt. But it's
Oh yeah,
river
that
water.
is ice.
It's ice.
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
Ice. Oh, that's not good. So it was
Oh,
a good
look
job.
at this
That's,
then.
oh, is it all coming? Oh yeah, yeah. So it shows you it's quite important to winterise the boats, isn't it, when they're out?
Wow, look at it. Full of ice.
Yeah, hopefully no damage has been done inside the engine. You can see how the ice has formed here. Looks nice.
That could be,
Look at
it has to be that. I can't think what else it's for.
that. Right, I think because we found ice in there, I think it would be best to probably leave the plugs out of here for the moment. Because you see, if the next few days are going to be warmer, I don't know if they are, it might well be frozen in the engine block somewhere. And you see, it will give it a chance to thaw and for that water to come out. Otherwise, the water will melt, sit somewhere, and then it might freeze again in a week or two. So yeah, we're going to leave the plugs out for the time being. Just trying to work out where the actual water gets sucked in from. So obviously all this is missing at the moment, but we're thinking that this is probably where the water gets sucked up into. So maybe beyond this part on the missing part, maybe that's where, because Brian's having some work done, maybe this is where you know, the gauze and stuff is to stop the crud going in there. But you can see an old O-ring there, so maybe that's where the water gets sucked up. So we're just going to use some duct tape on here now just to seal up the holes, because obviously we need to order up the new portholes. Now you might remember that we fixed a horn on this boat because it wasn't working. That was a T-brake repair, I think it was. But anyway, Brian's not overly happy with the horn that's on it, so he's bought this big thing. Look at the size of that. So we're going to also fit that. And obviously it's a lot easier to do this when the boat's out of the water than trying to hang over the side of the boat because you've got all this in the way. So there you go, that's the existing horn at the moment. So it looks like it comes with a black rubber pad and some nuts and bolts. So we're going to have to actually drill the front bracket and then put the nuts and bolts right the way through. Check this out here, I was just looking. The boat next to us has this going on here. And that's to help it moor up. So apparently it's called a bow thruster. So you can see a little propeller there. Nice, isn't it? So it will bring the, you know, the front of the boat in. I like that. Right, so Paul's inside the boat and Brian's just undoing it from here. And between both of them, hopefully they'll come undone easy enough. Oh, interestingly, that horn was only held on with one bolt at the very top, and there is another two, so it looks like that isn't the original horn on the boat. There you go, so that's part of the old bracket, so it looks like the old original horn must have snapped off. Right, I've just climbed the ladder now. You can see a bit of a bodge job because where the wire goes through, they've just sort of shoved a bolt in. You know, that's not ideal. Also, there's another bolt here, which is just loose, so really they need waterproofing up. I'm wondering whether there must have been something here, or was this part of the original horn? I mean, you would think that those three would suffice for the horn here. Right, annoyingly, out of all those holes, only one of the holes will actually line up. We'll only be able to use one hole and another hole for the wire. The wire from the horn is also too short, so we're going to have to extend that. So we're going to have to drill new holes, and also we're going to have to get some sort of white blanking plugs to cover those holes up. So I think we're going to go for crimping just so we can pass it through from the outside, but obviously you could also Wago them as well. The good thing about the Wagos is it's vibration proof as well, so they'll never come undone. Okay, just to give you a close-up of what's going on, there's holes everywhere. So we're going to drill a hole here now and here. I thought it would be like self-tappers going into the wood, but it's not. You've got to drill right the way through. But that's what's in the fixing kit anyway. And then we need to do the same with this front bracket here.
Okay, happy?
Now Brian's been real careful here because annoyingly on the inside there's a load of wires. They're about an inch more this way.
Right, I'm literally just through now.
So that's all the holes drilled. Now we've got to just bolt everything up, and then we're just going to put some electrical tape on the old holes for the moment, but we'll have to look at a better solution with some blanking plugs. Well, you know what? That horn looks much better than the other one, to be fair. It looked massive inside, but it suits the size of the boat on the outside. Obviously have to get some proper blanking plugs. There's just some white electrical tape there at the moment. But yeah, definitely looks better. Apologies, a mouthful of Japanese rice cakes. Anyway, my brother made a valid point. The existing horn, which remember that cable wasn't standard, it was coming through here, along with this horrible big black wire as well that I still don't know what's for. But like he says, that should be just an access hole. So what I've done is, see this red wire here? I've fed it through the top bit there where all the other cables come out. And now that will look a better job. So we have to pull the wires through from the horn, and basically we need to put some spay terminals on because they need to attach up to the relay here, which you would have seen in my previous video, and also there's another wire that feeds it as well. So the old horn is now removed, and the makeshift cable that was feeding it, and now all the wiring is hidden away up. There's still a mess up here, but all the wiring is hidden away. So now we're going to connect up the battery and see if the horn does work. This is the switch here. Right, we're about to turn on the battery now, but look, can you see down here? Probably can't see, but there's loads of water down here now. Let me just wobble the boat. There you go, can you see wobbling away? So yeah, there's definitely quite a lot of water has drained out of that engine. Right, Brian's turned the battery on. Let's see if it's going to work. Yay, fantastic. Do it one more time for luck. Oh, that sounds good. So far in this video, we've started the portholes. Still lots of work to do on that. We've winterized the engine and fitted a nice new horn, which is nice and shiny and loud. So that's all good. The only thing left to do in this part of the video is get the pump out and pump out the water that came out of the engine from winterizing it. So I'll just show you that now. I've got a lot more footage from about 2 weeks after this, which is fitting the portholes. They were a big headache, if I'm honest with you, because Brian couldn't get the correct size, and that just leads one headache to another headache to another headache. So that's all going to be in the next part of the video. I thought I'd be able to squeeze it into this one here, but you know what? I think the second part of the video is going to be about another half an hour, 45 minutes anyway. So rather than having one long video, which no one's going to view, I'm going to split it into 2 parts. So hopefully you enjoyed this part here. Let me just show you now the pumping out of the engine, and then we'll finish up this part. And then if you look in the description or the link at the end of the video, you can start watching the next part, which is the actual replacement of the portholes and having to do quite a bit of cutting off the fiberglass. Right, so Brian's just hand pumping it out now, and it just goes through there, and from there it goes to the outside of the boat. Right, here it comes. That's where it comes out of. So normally when the boat's in operation, you've got like a bilge pump. But I don't know where does the bilge pump come out of, I wonder? Must be another.
All over the place.
Yeah, must be another hole somewhere. So that is it for. Oh, here we go.
Good flow there.
Oh, here we go. Check this out. Now it's all coming flying out. So that is it for some nice little simple maintenance on this boat here. If you'd like to see more videos of this, let me know, because Brian's got quite a bit of work to do on it, like stuff like this all the way around the edge needs replacing, but I'm not sure if he's going to get that or get the professionals to do that. But yeah, I've had a real fun day out here today. It's always nice working on a boat, especially when you've got lovely surroundings like this here. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a massive thumbs up, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching.